Pronounced, defined, used in lexical dispatch.
Neural, adjective, neurally, relating to a nerve or the nervous system, relating to a network of electronic components designed to imitate the functioning of the human brain. Secular, adjective and noun, secularity, secularly, not connected with or controlled by a religious authority, worldly, temporal, layman, happening only once in an age, lasting for a long time. In the absence of sensory inputs, cortical neural networks can exhibit complex patterns of intrinsic activity. One of the most important functions of sleep is the reorganization of neural networks in the brain. The authors use a neural network to analyze the response of drugs to cancer cell lines on the GDSC dataset. The human brain is a marvelous apparatus where neural activity in certain visual areas prompts a response in auditory areas. These observations suggest that changes in environmental factors regulate the onset of neural crest migration. These deficits are indicative either of cerebellar damage or of damage to the frontal lobes, which are connected to the cerebellum through neural pathways. Neural stem cell self-renewal, neurogenesis, and self-fate determination are processes that control the generation of specific classes of neurons at the correct place and time. Both emotional and bodily states influence our attention, memory, learning, meaning, and behavior through the neural net connections. What's exciting about this work is it shows that there may be common neural circuits that may leave people vulnerable to all sorts of disorders. To get light through the brain, to reveal neural connections, scientists replaced the light block in fat cells. Anencephaly happens if the upper part of the neural tube does not close all the way. They have probed the neural circuitry of male and female mice, looking for differences that might explain sex-specific behavior. Synaptic plasticity is generally accepted as the principal implementation of information storage in neural systems. The technique described opens new avenues for investigating the neural basis of all levels of cortical processing in humans. These beams will harmonize with the activity of coordinate neural cells from without and impose patterns of nonviolence on the brain. In our brains, we have neural patterns or models that attempt to represent reality. In many cases, neural plasticity allows the brain to create neural connections. An individual's learning style depends on the ways that his or her learning organs, senses, are neurally linked. My solution calls for both states to be secular, democratic, and egalitarian states of and for their people. In a world where the line between the secular and the sacred is almost imperceptible, everything is more than it seems. The committee notes that although Ireland is a secular state, the influence of the Church is strongly felt not only in attitudes and stereotypes, but also in official state policy. Another strange difference is that in the secular world, I have freedom of action, but not of speech, whereas in the church world, I have freedom of speech, but not of action. We are used to a secular society in which state and church are separate. Today, the secular culture makes no apology for defying or simply ignoring the challenges of the gospel. Comprehensive philosophies, whether secular or religious, or a mixture of the two, were once supposed to be the concern of colleges of liberal arts and sciences. That these traders employed an expensive and highly skilled legal mind shows the importance of secular law. When a people has a thriving soul, its secularity allows the full enjoyment of worldly pleasures. Other arguments, also expressed secularly, converge with important themes in religious approaches to reconciliation.